why are you doing this, bro? Why are you making a song? Why are you doing this podcast? Is it your passion, or is it because you feel like, oh, podcasts are cool right now? My calling right now is to do the music shit. Like, I really feel to make it, not to be corny, you know what I'm saying, but like a real like spiritual connection to the music right now. I hate the new NBA, bro. It's hard for me to watch.
Kyrie slander on my podcast. You're gonna say
there's
Kyrie
no slander.
travels?
Paying attention to what you think people want to hear and what you think people want, and I think as an artist, that's the biggest mistake that you can make, bro.
Sliding in the studio on my album coming soon. Until we get this rap money, trap gon' have to boom.
Welcome back, folks. We're on air with Air. Another day, another dollar. Another day, another podcast. Today we got a special guest. We actually got a goat. First time we have an animal in the building. Una bestia. That's beast for those who don't know Spanish. Shottie in the building.
What's good?
Straight from the goat farm.
Y'all hear me good, man? I feel like my shit ain't as loud. We good?
I hear you incredibly. I was just listening to your projects too, so I feel like I'm still hearing the bars in my head too.
Let's go.
I just heard pure gratitude.
Hey.
Yo, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling pure gratitude. It's funny you say that. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Every day is a blessing.
Every day is a blessing. Here on the Aircast, we start with the important questions because the people, the fans, the industry, the world, the other animals on the goat farm want to know. Have you ever ate goat?
Yeah, all the time. I'm Dominican, bro.
Okay, so that's your thing.
Chivo is part of the, you know what I mean? That's part of the diet.
What's the go-to way to prepare it?
Bro, I'm going to get flack for saying this, but my favorite kind of goat, I'm sorry to all my Dominicans, I'm sorry, is Jamaican-style curry goat. That's my favorite shit.
Spicy.
Yeah, spicy. There's just something about those spices that it just hits.
It's a different kick.
I love the Dominican style too. Dominican style is kind of spicy too, but it's more like, I want to say like tomato based.
Okay, yeah, I'm not big with the tomato base. It gives me like a acid. So
yeah, it's fire
tough.
though. It's fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, curry goat.
Curry goat. Yeah, I love that.
That's my shit.
That's
my shit.
fire. Okay, I gotta try that.
Yeah.
Here on the Aircast, where you learn or you laugh, or sometimes you do both. Bueno, Shottie. Say Shottie.
Yeah.
Any other rap names you've had?
Deadshot.
Deadshot
is where I got Shottie from. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, but I called myself Deadshot based on the Batman comic, and then just everybody was just calling me Shottie for short because nobody's gonna call a grown man, yo, Deadshot. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, Shottie sounds more like a name and shit. So
yo, Deadshot.
And there's no grown man gonna say that shit.
Okay, so yeah, Batman does have kind of the greatest villain catalogs of all time. Yeah. We're actually just talking off air, before we did the podcast about villains, and that incredible quote my dad just kind of spit on his Chico Stan Lee show, where he said, "A villain is a hero's greatest
admirer."
And then Shottie actually said that'd be great merch. That's the back of a T-shirt, which I agree. That's probably going to be coming soon. First line of official Aircast merch. How do you feel about that, dog, and the importance of adversaries, and not just adversaries, but competition in life and pressure?
It's a lot, you know what I mean? Like, even if I hear a lot of people say they don't believe in competition, and I get that to a certain extent, you know what I mean? But even if you don't think you're in a competition, the next guy thinks he's in a competition, and you're in that competition whether you want to be in it or not. You get what I'm saying? So it's just good to keep that reality in check. There's the other side of that coin, though, is like, you know, I try to minimize the competition aspect of like comparing myself to what other people are doing. That's one part of it that like I've tried to cut out completely. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like it's something healthy. I don't know that I get too much benefit out of that.
Is it better to be humble or confident? If you have to pick
there's
one.
a time for humble, but you know, humble is overrated. Humble is overrated. You know what I'm saying? There's a time for humble. There definitely is. And life has humbled me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of times where I was confident without earning that confidence. You get what I'm saying? So you got to know when to be humble. But once you put in those 10,000 hours, you know, humble, you got to throw it out the window at some point. And you got to lock in and do what you're here to do. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts. Speaking to being confident without necessarily earning it. That's like almost like when you cross the line between confidence and arrogance. You
Right.
feel me? There's
Hubris.
Hubris.
Yeah.
Word. Hubie. That's a funny name for a movie that Adam Sandler did. I haven't seen the movie yet, but Hubie.
I haven't either.
Yeah, well, Hubie's my nickname, life growing up. So I have some people that have like lisps and they say Hubie.
Hubie?
Hubie.
Yeah.
They call me Hubie. So
I can see that.
I've always thought that was hilarious.
I can see that.
But you can't let people tell you what your value is.
Facts. Well, like if you don't put that value on yourself, no one else is gonna do it. You know what I mean? So you got to put that value on yourself, bro. Nobody was saying anything about Shottie and Goat before I started saying it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even say it about me. I say it about everybody else. But all of a sudden, everybody, Goat Farm is associated with Shottie and Tev. You know what I mean? So you got to put that value on yourself, bro. Nobody else is gonna do it for you.
Facts. There's no handouts in life or anything. Shout out LeVar Ball and his sons.
Well, if you don't put that value on yourself, right? Like, you're opening yourself up to be fucked over, bro.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you gotta go into these rooms with your value already set in your mind. Otherwise, people are gonna walk all over you, bro.
If you don't believe in yourself, who else will?
Why should I?
Why should
if
I?
you don't believe it, then why should I? You know what I'm saying?
And it's shout out LeVar Ball and his sons, and you say that in your music, and it's crazy how so many people came at him negatively for believing in his sons and
Right. I love what he
championing
did.
his sons, and I loved what he did as well. And I was a little biased because I'm a Laker guy, and Lonzo was for sure projected to go to the Lakers, and I always had that affinity. But even in retrospect, looking back on it, of course I would do the same if those were my sons, even if they were far from ever making it to the NBA or anything. I'm gonna believe in them and tell everybody, yeah, he's the one, and that's just unconditional love and support. And I love how you shout that out, because at the end of the day it pays off. And now his sons, all-stars, regardless of the injuries, incredible talents, always on the highlight reels.
Bro, that
always.
guy's like super dad.
Super.
How did it become cool to downplay that?
Facts.
That's not cool, bro. Bro. He could go on TV and say his son is better than Michael Jordan. Bro, fine. We all know objectively that's not true, right? But it's like, bro, you can't blame the guy for going on TV and saying the best shit about his kids. I'd do the same shit.
I like you more for saying that as opposed to you saying my son can't be Michael Jordan. I would hate that guy. Why would you go on record saying that about your son? Let your son believe in that, and you should believe in that too. Like, What's wrong with you? What if your son is the one that beats Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan has an off day.
Then you look like a genius. And to me, he looks like a genius anyway, because he wasn't wrong, bro. Like, the kids they're definitely injury prone, you know what I mean? But Lonzo's a baller, bro.
Yeah,
Lonzo's a baller, dog. And what's the dude that's really good?
LaMelo's Melo's incredible.
Dude's a baller,
LaMelo's
bro.
incredible.
He's a baller, bro.
And they're both young. They both still got a lot of time. The Angelo's wilding, but yeah.
Yeah. But overall, I don't think LeVar was wrong for anything he did.
Yeah, facts. Shout out Joey Dub.
Joey Dub?
Joey Dub?
Joey Does.
Joey Does.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the bar. Okay, Joey Does.
Okay, you're talking about the bar with the dab hit?
First time I hit a dab.
That's a true story.
Word.
That's a true story,
Joey
bro.
Does.
I've been smoking for a long time, but the first time I actually hit a dab, it was at my man Joey Does crib.
Shout to Joey Does.
Shout to Joey Does. That's my dude, Rolling Stone. Yeah, bro. He's like, yo, try this. I was like, and I'm like, yeah, bro. Okay, whatever, bro. And dude, I literally had to sit down. I was I hit that shit. I looked around. I was like, holy shit, I gotta find a seat, bro. I had to sit down and shit.
It's an extreme. It's crazy. But it's funny, alternatively to that, because when I thought of asking you about that, I was like, it's crazy because although that's so hardcore, getting high like that, I feel like when people do vapes and like the pens, I feel like it's the light version of beer as opposed to drinking like the real thing, like it's cool, it's a convenience, but it's nothing like actually smoking, at least to me. Like it doesn't hit the spot or scratch the itch. It kind of gets me through the time, but I don't know, vaping doesn't do the same. However, when you hit a real dab off a rig,
yeah, it's different. Dabs are different. And edibles are even more different, bro.
It's just
like,
different.
I respect edibles, you know what I mean? I don't I leave that shit alone, bro.
It's just different. Yeah. What's the importance of cutting out background noise?
You got to focus in, bro. You got to put the horse blinders on at some point. You got to put on the horse blinders and just look ahead, bro. And there's a lot of look, I did a lot of compromising as an artist, I feel like, throughout my previous career. You get what I'm saying? And that was a lot of background noise and paying attention to what you think people want to hear and what you think people want. And I think as an artist, that's the biggest mistake that you can make, bro. The one thing is reading the room, right? But another thing is trying to cater to it. I think that's when it becomes like kind of corny and shit, you know? And that's why I listen to a lot of my old shit and I kind of cringe. You know what I mean? Because I know it wasn't 100% genuinely what I wanted to make. It was a lot of compromises. Some of the beats I was rapping on wasn't really what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's like one of the main things I told myself coming back into the music shit was, bro, I'm only gonna do what I want to do. I'm only gonna do what I want to do. I'm not, bro, if I don't like the beat, if I don't like the tempo, if I don't like the hook, like I'm just not gonna be involved with making, like, cause music, I do this shit cause I love it, bro. I don't need this shit. You get what I'm saying? I have like a life outside of music, right? That and like I don't need music. I do it cause I genuinely love this shit. So if I'm not having fun, if I'm doing something that I don't believe in, I just rather not do it.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? So like that's my one caveat. I'm just not gonna do anything that I don't want to do. You know what I mean? I'm gonna play the game my way, and wherever it takes me is where it takes me, right? But I'm playing it my way this time. I already tried doing it y'all way the last time. You know what I mean? And I didn't have fun doing it, and it took the love out of it for me. Like I stopped doing music for like 8 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was like, gotta cut the background noises, put the horse blinders on, and lock in.
It's important to lock in, and I love how you said music isn't a necessity. Music's something we do, but it's not everything we do. And that's what makes us better artists. That's what makes us better people and human beings. And that's incredibly important because an extreme of anything is bad. I encourage people to drink water, but you have too much water, you drown. So it's like you can't be too much of anything in life.
Intention matters too. Like, why are you doing this, bro? Why are you making a song? Why are you doing this podcast? Is it your passion, or is it because you feel like, oh, podcasts are cool right now? You get what I'm saying? It's like intention matters, bro. That's why there's barely ever any good sequels. Because think about why a sequel to a great movie. Why is a sequel made? Because the studio wants it, not because the director has this great idea. You know what I'm saying? Because the studio wants it. So it's like, I look at that. It's like, what's my intention behind writing this piece? You know what I mean? Or doing this album or whatever. What's the intention? If the intention is pure, if it feels good, then I rock with it. You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't,
I lean with it.
Facts.
Like,
you don't have to explain it. The fact that you explained it just killed the whole thing.
We're gonna cut it out.
Damn, bro. That was a moment.
Actually, we're not gonna cut it out. Now this whole thing is funny.
That was a moment.
Hey, we're learning, man. We're learning. My bad, man.
It's early.
It's still early.
We got all night.
Speaking of airs, what's up with Barcelona air? Can you explain that? Have you ever been to Barcelona?
I've been to Madrid.
Madrid, okay.
Yeah, Barcelona just sounded better in the bar, but what I really meant was Madrid. It just sounded better for the bar, you know?
I love this. When I heard that, when I saw the title, I was like, is Shottie coming at me? What's going on here? I was like, Barcelona air, why would he say that? Because I also have a record called In Barcelona on my last album, Taking Bars We in Barcelona. And then it came out like right around the same time, and I was like, no way, what's going on
there's
here?
a story behind it, though. So the reason I call myself Barcelona air is because I came to find out, or my uncle found out, that we descend from Sephardic Jews back in the fucking 1400s.
Sephardic. Can you elaborate on that?
Not too
homology?
much. No,
what's a Safari? What's
Sephardic? Sephardic. Sephardic.
That reminded me of Sephiroth.
So it's a tribe, right? That they were expelled from Spain, and I think it was in the Spanish Inquisition. Back in like the 1490s and shit like that. So my family was part of that. I didn't know this until like a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? I went
That's
to my whole life not
crazy.
knowing I was like I come from, I'm Jewish.
Well, Barcelona
like,
Air.
culturally, you know what I'm saying? So the reason it's Barcelona Air is because Spain has a law where if you could prove it, you could apply for Spanish citizenship. And so, like, if you could prove that you descend from Sephardic Jews, then you can apply for the Spanish citizenship. So my family and I did it. And yeah, I was in Madrid when I wrote that.
Wow. So you wrote that over there, and you actually are Barcelona Air. That's pretty crazy. So you have like, is there like paperwork coming with it? Like, do you have like a license?
Eventually,
that's the end of the process. That's the finish line.
That's what I'm hoping for. You know what I mean?
And you just pull up like, do you know who I am?
My uncle already got his. You know what I'm saying? So like we all went. Like he went like maybe like a couple months before us.
So he's a Barcelona Air as well, and the women are heiresses.
Well, I mean, that's just the name of the song, bro.
Oh, okay, word.
Yeah, it's just the name of the song.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, it's not that deep. But I like where you were going with it, though.
We're going to create a whole graphic. It's going to be like a license. It's going to say Barcelona Air.
Yeah, no, it's just a song. The citizenship is what we wanted, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. So
but it's interesting. Actually, like, my uncle, in the process of finding all this out, he went and, he wrote like it's like a 30-page history of our family, and he like got it published and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
can
super
people here listening check this out now? Is this something that's
I'll try to find it and get back to you on
We're
that.
gonna have it here.
Yeah,
We're gonna have it here. I'm gonna put it in post.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty dope.
Incredible.
Dope shit.
That's awesome. I'm gonna get into that and read about that. I also want you to explain something for me. I might have to read about this too. If a comet hits Earth, what happens? And can we fit it in a 1-hour podcast? Wow,
you'd be stupid to think that I could answer that. You know what I'm saying? If a comet hits the Earth, we're all fucked.
Yes, that's wild.
You know.
Well, you think so? You think one comet will destroy us all? Depends the size, the hood it hits, right?
It depends on where it hits.
And the size of the comet.
And the size of the comet.
Yeah, facts.
And how fucking fast it's going. You know what I mean?
You think humans are gonna go to a different planet in our lifetime? Like
I think it's our destiny, bro.
Well, not humans going to a different planet, but like, you think we're gonna see it to a point where it's stabilized, like civilization?
We have to, because
eventually,
at some point, we're gonna destroy ourselves.
But do you think we're gonna see it in the next? We got like another 40 if we're lucky.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, right. It's hard.
But the AI shit is scary, bro. The AI shit is scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, madness. I mean, I have robots up there before.
It's the ultimate irony that the one thing that humans have that's different from every animal in the animal kingdom, bro, which is this intelligence, right? That's the one thing that's also gonna bring us down.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it's the ultimate irony in life, bro.
The ultimate irony.
It's the one thing we can do that the other animals can't do. It's like there's no explanation for it. We can build shit. We can like create shit.
And we have thumbs. We have opposable thumbs. That's a big one.
That too. Yeah. But yeah, bro.
Yeah. What's one thing that you think, if you could single-handedly do something, and you had like this superpower to help the Miami, Florida underground music scene, what would you do? What's something that we could do to strengthen it right now? For your vision of Florida, for your...
Pump some money into it.
And where would the money go specifically?
Bro, I think a lot of the shit that's going on in Miami is ready to scale. You get what I'm saying? Like the Dirty Five, the Cypher. Bro, that shit's already there. You know what I'm saying? Just scale it. You know what I mean? So wherever it is that the money needs to go to just scale shit. And same thing with a lot of this shit, bro. Like Money Mowgli. That guy's ready for the world, bro. That guy's ready for the world. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta take what he's doing and just scale it. You know what I mean?
One of my favorite people to listen to. Every time I hear him on a feature, I trip out and I laugh and I'm like, bro, I always play back. It's incredible.
And there's a lot of different examples of that in Miami. You get what I'm saying? So like, I think off top, that's what I would say. It's just take what's happening already and just scale that shit, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's important. Do you have a pet goat?
No, not yet.
Do you have any pets?
I do.
You said not yet.
Charlie.
Charlie?
Yeah. Pure gratitude. If you knew, you know.
Okay, word, yeah.
It's in the songs.
Yeah, facts. So
yeah, it's my man Charlie.
Charlie's still kicking, rocking and kicking.
That's my dog.
How long you had Charlie for?
8 years.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's my dog. My best friend.
That's man's best friend for real.
Facts.
There's nothing like that. And then if you were to have a goat, saying he's a boy, I guess, right? You get a boy goat. Goat is unisex, that term? Like, it's not a goat. How? There's not like a female term for goat?
No, I think you say female goat.
Okay, cool. Word. All right, what would you call the goat? You have like a pre-made name for the goat? Or would you name it based on how it looks?
Yeah, I think that it's like Charlie, I didn't premeditate that. It was like I seen him and I was like, you shall be named Charlie. You know,
It rocks.
It just happened. Like,
that's how I feel about
what I'm
names. So you can't just. Well, it's funny I say that because I tell all the girls I link with that if we have a son, it has to be named Urbano. But that's more because I'm building like this royalty thing, and I'm the third in my name. There's gonna be the fourth in my name. But the truth is, yeah,
same with me. My son was just born, and he's got my name, and I'm number 3. He's number 4. Yeah.
Congratulations, your son. And
Thank you.
that's your first child.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So whose daughters know jujitsu?
My daughter. I have 5 kids. This is my first biological.
This is your first
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Word. You have 5 kids total.
This is my first biological kid.
Okay,
But
okay, word.
But they're all my kids.
Got it.
You know what I
Okay,
mean? Yeah.
biological word. I got you.
Yeah,
Okay, and then the you have 2 daughters that you've raised that know jujitsu.
Yes.
Fire. How long have
No,
they
no,
been?
no. My twin boys know
Oh,
jujitsu.
twin boys.
Yeah.
I remember daughters in the record.
I know the record you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
I got one daughter that's graduating 2 years early,
Okay.
and then I have one daughter that's killing it in basketball right now.
Dope.
So, and then my twin boys are soccer or jiu-jitsu guys.
So there's a world where the daughters learn jujitsu too. Somewhere there's a timeline possibly.
That's actually a running joke in the house. The boys are always trying to get the girls to learn jiu-jitsu. I'm not even playing.
Incredible.
That's a running joke. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That'd be very powerful for women to learn jujitsu, and especially they got an in with the brothers. That's pretty fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, goats are raw too. Have you ever seen goats climbing?
Those are all my little goats, man. You know what I'm saying? They already got names.
family,
Those are all my little goats.
The Shottie 5.
Facts.
The Shottie Cinco. That's fire, bro.
Shottie bunch.
The Shottie bunch. That is dope. That is a raw sitcom idea. That is crazy. That is cool.
Coming next year on Go Farm TV.
Have you done any combat training? Do you know any combat disciplines or anything?
I did Muay Thai for a little bit.
Muay Thai. Muay Thai?
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai. That's the official pronunciation. Fire. Crazy. Knees and elbows, bro. You got 4 limbs. That's the whole thing they say.
I got
right?
long arms and long legs, too. That shit
That's
works for my build.
lethal.
Hey, that's the same shit Littles does?
Yeah.
Littles. Shout out Littles. Who's Littles?
Littles is the other half of ID4. Well, ID4 is actually 3 people. So, but the other rapper in ID4, my old crew. That's my best friend, bro. That's my boy from... It's my brother, you know what I mean?
Dope.
So we kind of started... He started a little bit before me, the Muay Thai shit. And then I hopped in, and I did it for a little bit, and then I hopped back out. But I was like... I've always loved that world, you know what I mean? But he's fucking... That's his career now. He opened a school. He's a fucking beast, bro.
Incredible.
That's his career.
He's showing people how to do it.
I did it, and I quit, and then I came back to it. Like I've been back and forth with it, but I haven't done it in forever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't say I do it anymore. But,
Word. But
you
have
definitely a time where I was training I was doing 2-a-days and shit. You know?
Yeah.
Type shit. But I love that shit though. I love combat sports in general.
Dope.
Yeah.
Word. And do you still watch sports? Because imagine, according to your music, I feel like you haven't watched a game of basketball since...
I fucking hate the new NBA, bro. It's hard for me to watch. Hate's a strong word, you know.
With the flopping, you mean, in that sense? What's the one thing you hate about it the most? When you say I hate the new NBA, what do you hate about it?
The rules. The rules.
How they're making big changes towards
The
the
traveling is ridiculous nowadays.
Like with dunking, you mean, or like just
With
sink
the
it in?
travel-
I get
The
you. I
traveling.
follow accounts where it's like NBA referees where guys are just snitching on
that
misplays.
that shit drives me crazy, bro. It's so hard to watch. So
I don't think I've ever seen that. It happens all the time in the NBA. We just don't call it.
that's why and I'm gonna trigger you here, right? But the whole like old school versus new school NBA conversation, that's where it gets tricky for me because of the rule changes. You know what I mean? Like people look at Kyrie and he's the best. He's got the best handles ever.
This is
Kyrie,
crazy. Kyrie
James
slander
Harden.
on my podcast. You're gonna
There's
say
no
Kyrie
slander,
travels?
bro. Kyrie's nasty, bro.
One of the
There's no
nastiest
slander. Don't get it
handles of
wrong.
all time, if not the.
Okay. However, every single one of Kyrie's possessions would have been called in the 90s. You couldn't do none of that shit, bro. You couldn't do none of that shit.
That's a
So
good take.
people
I'll take that. That's crazy.
unfairly judge like a guy like Tim Hardaway, right? Tim Hardaway's crossover, the ball never did this with his hand, bro. His crossover was boom, boom. Tell me I'm lying, bro.
Facts.
Tell me I'm lying. It was like the hand was always above the basketball. And that was just it was just like fast as fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? So Kyrie couldn't do those moves in the 90s. So he would have to have a Tim Hardaway crossover to get away with that shit. You couldn't do that in the 90s, bro.
But my argument is you don't think Kyrie could easily learn the Tim Hardaway crossover as opposed to Tim Hardaway doing all the things Kyrie does at the same time? Like it's easier. It's an easier adjustment for the newer players to transition to those smaller rules. And
I disagree. Yeah, I think, bro, you give Tim Hardaway, who's used to the limitations of the old rules, and you give him this much space.
Oh my God.
Bro, come on, dog. You give Isaiah Thomas this much space. Like, what do you think is easier to adjust to, right? Like, for the defenses to adjust to today's. So like you put like today's players and shit, and let's say they have to adjust to the 90s rule set. How do you think they're gonna fare with that, bro? They've come up. This is how they've played their whole careers at this point. James Harden, that's how he's played his whole career, dog. Is carrying the ball and all that shit, bro. All of a sudden, he's got to adjust to those rule sets. I think that takes longer than for those guys to adjust to this. You put Clyde Drexler in today's game with that wide open shit, bro. Come on, dog.
God.
And I ain't even say Jordan yet. Because I don't want to have that conversation with you either.
You don't even got to.
You know what I'm saying?
Clyde
Like,
Drexler was.
But it's just like, think about the come on, who's shaking anything against KD like back in the day? Like, come on, who's like what? Nobody's stopping him today. Like, offensively, it's crazy. Like the LeBron. I love how people say LeBron this and that. You don't think that guy would?
KD doesn't even get a title if he doesn't join the Warriors, bro. What are we talking about?
No, but I'm just saying offensively, when it comes to if you drop that guy back in the day, I think when you say who's the toughest person Jordan played against, that's like a funny ass conversation for people to have. It's like Clyde Drexler, the guy with the bald spot. Like you drop Clyde Drexler nowadays, and today's the guy doesn't even make an All-Star game.
Nah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Clyde Drexler's a world-class athlete. He had a 3-ball. Like, what are we saying?
Okay,
here, dog.
I mean, dog.
He was jumping out the gym. He had a 3-ball. He was a good defender.
He's the biggest op Jordan had in his time. He's the toughest competition. If you have to consolidate it to
Jordan
one person,
didn't go up against Shaq.
Bro.
Jordan didn't go up
Baby
against
Shaq.
prime Shaq.
Baby Shaq, and he ducked Hakeem.
He ducked Hakeem.
He left. He got
Fam, Hakeem only won because Jordan retired, dog. What are we talking, bro? UB. I'm blaming you for this one.
No, man.
UB, I'm blaming you for this.
Man. He's
you beat my dad for those unaware. Yeah,
Come on,
we
man.
don't know already.
Hey.
Bro, Jordan, people like to look at Jordan's finals opponents. Bro, the Eastern Conference was what the West is now, bro. The Eastern Conference back then was
Jordan's Eastern Conference opponents would get slaughtered, swept by LeBron's opponents. From the Spurs to the Warriors without KD, homie. It's come on, this is crazy. The game has changed the sports, especially with ball. I don't know. Whenever I play in 2K, then you guys always whoop the old guys.
Is that right? Not in mine, bro. I be simulating this shit too.
All right, let's run real fast. Top 5 of all time. If you have to draft a starting 5 of your era versus to go against a starting 5 of my era, we'll go position by position. Who's the point? Who's the rawest point from the 90s?
Magic.
You're gonna throw Magic in there. All right, LeBron's the point from the new era. Who's your shooting guard?
LeBron's
Jordan?
prime years were not at point, dog.
LeBron's always the point. He's always had the ball in his hand.
LeBron's
And
prime
Magic's
years were not at
LeBron. The Magic and LeBron are basically the same guy.
Magic was actually the point guard. Magic would guard the point guard. LeBron was not a true
Well, the point guard's
guard.
too small. Magic didn't have point guards to guard. Back to my argument about competition being whack. What's the rawest point guard?
Isaiah Thomas didn't exist, bro.
That's the okay, good, bro. Listen, Isaiah Thomas, Dwayne Wade, LeBron's years on the Heat. Dwayne Wade would have guarded
Rod
Isaiah
Strickland never made an
Rod Strickland was
all-star.
raw.
He never made an all-star team, dog. Rod Strickland never made an all-star team. That's how stacked it was.
So, all right, you're not gonna give me LeBron at the one. All right, my one will be Steph.
I'll take
Steph's
Magic.
No.
If I'm starting a franchise today, I'll take, bro. People are gonna hate me for this. I'm so sorry, bro. People are gonna hate me. I'll take Magic over Bron if I'm starting a franchise.
Oh yeah, people are gonna hate you for this, buddy.
Yeah, I'll take Magic.
Boy.
I'll take Magic over Bron.
Bro, if LeBron, if you're listening, and we know you are,
Magic won it his rookie year. Nah, Bron can't disrespect
slide.
Magic. Bron can't. Bron knows, bro. LeBron knows. I love LeBron's in my top 5 all time.
oh,
bro.
really? What's
Don't
the
get me wrong.
What's your top 5 all time in order? Give it to me.
In
That's
order.
crazy.
Okay,
got it.
Mike, obviously.
If you have an order, if you don't want to do the order, Mike's one for sure though. That's that's unarguable for you.
Mike,
All right,
Magic,
at 2.
yeah, at 2, 5 championships, won it his rookie year without Kareem, his rookie year.
That's crazy.
Kareem got injured and Magic played center, rookie year, game 6 to win it, scored 42 points, 16 rebounds, and he got 5 fucking titles his career. I don't know why Magic gets left out of this conversation.
A lot. He does.
Magic's my number 2. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
I love it. Kobe's my one. I feel you. I feel the same way about Kobe.
Like no, I'm saying right now, personal bias. There's definitely personal
your
bias
5.
in
This
this
is your
list.
5.
Yeah,
This is your 5. I don't care.
So Jordan,
Yeah.
Magic. The thing to say is Kareem, right? That's the thing.
What's
That's
the
the
Shottie
thing to say.
What's the Shottie thing to say?
My center is Hakeem Olajuwon, dog. That's
one
my
of the
center.
baddest.
That's my center.
When people say that's their goal, I don't even trip. I'm like, I feel you. I like Shaq. I love Shaq. Shaq's
My center is Hakeem
but
Olajuwon.
yeah, he's incredible.
My power forward is Charles Barkley.
Over Duncan.
My power forward is Charles Barkley.
Over Duncan.
Prime Charles Barkley.
Monster.
Prime Charles Barkley.
Over the most. I could say, dominant, skilled.
You had to see.
Yeah,
it.
I'm not a Charles enthusiast. That's crazy.
Okay, he played power forward at 6'4", right?
Yeah.
He's 6'4", bro.
Yeah.
Led the league in rebounds multiple times. Like,
Plumbers, electricians.
hey, listen, man.
Oh my god.
I'm not the one looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just
LeBron's gonna
say
hit
that
me
all
up
you
like-
want. It's great content.
He's gonna be like,
I'm gonna look crazy on camera talking about basketball. This is great content, bro. I see exactly what you're doing.
I'm just talking about basketball.
I see exactly what you're doing.
Oh man. So who else do you want to verse from besides Redman?
Damn, that's a good one, bro. Redman's number 1 for sure. Is it corny to say Jay-Z?
That's incredible. That's a great answer.
That's one of my biggest, I would say, influences. Absol.
Nice. That is a cool pick. Wow,
Yeah.
you fuck with Absol.
Yeah.
I wish he dropped more, but I love Absol too. That's really dope.
One of my favorites. Eminem.
Really
I
dope.
love Eminem.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope. And same when we were talking about Batman earlier, and like what makes Batman great is having great villains. I feel like you're incredibly selective about the production you use and the producers you link with. That's in a sense like, your catalog of not villains but producers and collaborators is incredibly key to your sound. It's almost like an aesthetic you curate. And even if it's different producers, it's almost like, I'm sure there's Shottie type beats. I didn't do the search. I should have done it before the pod. But I'm sure there's Shottie type beats on YouTube already. If not, I'm sure they're going to be made after this.
Shotty type beats.
But are there any producers that you'd like to work with to add to that, list, that catalog?
DJ Muggs.
Muggs.
Yeah.
Dope.
DJ
wow.
Muggs, man.
Muggs, if you're listening, we know you are. Tap in with the GOAT, Shottie.
That for me is like, Muggs to me created a lot of the sound that's relevant in the underground right now. That shit comes from Muggs, bro. Those sped up samples, just that dark kind of tone with those real fucking dirty drums and shit like that. A lot of that shit comes from Muggs. Muggs even predates RZA. You know what I mean?
Word. Wow.
So,
that's
Muggs is
crazy to point out. Yeah. Damn.
And RZA is my favorite producer. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Really,
but
RZA.
Muggs predates RZA.
Shout out RZA too. Those are legends.
Yeah,
right
I wouldn't say RZA because RZA is not really doing beats like that these days.
Right now, he's
that
not.
I know of. You
it's
know what I'm
not.
saying?
Yeah, it's not. He's not.
Muggs
active.
is still going hard in the paint,
Hard.
bro. You know what I mean? So
Word.
I would love to fuck with Muggs, bro.
That's dope. That's dope. Now, when it comes to writing a verse, I do want to ask this because I'm always curious. Do you need to hear the beat first, or do you sometimes just string together bars on the go and then have bars kind of for a beat? Like, how does that work for you?
No, all my raps are like a la carte.
A la carte by the beat, you need to hear the beat.
Yeah, I gotta hear the beat. You
I
know?
love that. A la
Yeah.
carte. Was it, that's always been the key, or is that now? Have you
Now more than before, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not one of those rappers that has like extra verses like tucked in, ready to spit at any moment. You know what I mean? I write
Dope.
all my shit to specific beats. Like I write songs, you know what I mean?
on the spot?
Yeah.
Word. Okay. Do you sit on beats, or is it more like the beats made, or the beats are already made and you're cooking right there on the spot, or do you take things home? Like, do you give yourself like leeway, or is it like I got to get this out right now? How does that work for you?
I record everything at the crib, but most shit I record at the crib. So, and most shit that I'm recording, I already know what is gonna go on, unless it's a feature or something else I'm doing. You know what I mean? But I mostly know like this song's gonna go on this project. Usually I'm working on like 2-3 projects at a time. And yeah, everything has an intention behind it. It's like this song is for this project. I already know when I'm recording it. Like how long it takes me. Some beats, bro. Some like one of the producers will cook up and send it to me, and I'll record it that same day.
Yeah, not necessarily how long it takes you, because there are times where the inspiration hits you and that verse comes out of me on the spot.
Right.
You feel me? But I'm just saying, do you more give yourself a pressure, like I gotta finish the verse right now and it's done now, or do you like you sit on it, and you being able to record and create at your crib gives you that opportunity that I got a couple bars in, you got the verse in, I'll come back to it, tighten the hook up or do the second verse, cualquier cosa.
Usually when I sit down, I complete it. But sometimes, like, I won't have time, bro. I have to go take the boys to soccer or some shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'll lay down the first verse just so I don't forget it. And then I'll come back and do the second one and shit.
That's dope. That's dope. I like that. And what about the producers? Are you giving anybody direction on how to make beats, or do you ever request things like, oh, I wanna do like a flip on this, a sample like that, or are you more like making lemonades and getting a Corona? Life gives you lemons, Make lemonade type of situation.
The producers I work with, like, they all come with like, that's what I like about my projects so far. What I've done is like, I feel like each one has its own like mood. You know what I mean? And that has a lot to do, obviously, with the producers that I work with. So they all have like a certain sound. So I kind of like try to let that dictate what the project is gonna sound like sonically. Right, so like when I'm working with my man like Digital, he has like a certain sound that he brings, and I try to meet him halfway. Right, same thing with like Pharma or Tev or whoever I'm working with. Right, so it's kind of tailored, bro. I look at these albums like true collaborations. It's a collaboration between Shottie and Digital, or Shottie and Pharma, or Shottie and Machacha. You know what I'm saying? It's a true collaboration, bro. So I kind of try to meet the producer halfway, go with something that's like obviously their sound, but also skews a little bit to what I do too. You know what I mean?
When you say go with something, you're talking about the term of what you're writing, the concepts of what you're writing about. What does that mean? Because the beats are already made, right? So what are you saying?
I'm saying when somebody sends me like Machacha, he's a dope producer out of Copenhagen that I just did a project with that's gonna come out soon. He sent me like a pack of like fucking whatever 30, 40 beats. So like what I'm referring to is like I'm going through the pack trying to pick beats,
the certain ones that fit
what I do, you know what I mean? But it's still that Machacha sound.
Gotcha, because there's other options. Got it. It's not in the sense where these guys are just here, the Shottie type beats. No, they're opening it up to you, because as a producer, you never know. I'm putting myself in a producer's point right now, because I don't make beats yet. Yeah. But I could imagine I'm giving you everything. I'm giving you the pop shit. I'm giving you the R&B shit, just in case. You never know. Maybe you might hit me with some.
No one's gave me the pop shit yet, but I'll listen to it.
I could see where that perspective would come from a producer, especially somebody that has that confidence and relationship with you, where it's like, I know what you like, but hey, maybe you might fuck with this. You feel me? Like,
I'd rather that too. Like, don't just send me what you think the dope Shottie beats will be. You know,
I love that.
Because a lot of times, like, I feel like what I pick, I try to go left field from what I did previously. So if I did Goat Farm, I didn't want to follow it up with another Goat Farm. I wanted to do something that sounded a little different. You know what I mean? And you get what I'm saying?
Exactly. And it's part of growth and evolving as an artist, and it's almost like challenging yourself. I love that. That's why I never like lose love or get creators, writer's block. You feel me? It's just,
yeah, because it's constantly like moving forward and shit, constantly evolving.
Always, it's like that quote where it's incredible. It's impossible to be bored. There's always something to do. I feel like there's always something to learn, and I'm blessed with the fact that I've been writing since I was really young, and there's always something to write about.
Yeah.
Speaking of writing,
If you're honest, right? Because life keeps going. So if you're honest in your writing, then you never run out of shit to talk about.
but even from the sense of creativity, Nas did a whole song from the perspective of a gun. You feel me? Like
But it's still like based in
some sense of reality.
Bro.
Word,
Like
okay.
what he's saying in that song has like real life application. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now, well, how about writing when it comes to screenplay writing? Because you also write, correct? That comes from, yes, reality inspires it a lot. I feel like every story has a message. You feel me? And sure, the message comes from a place of reality, but their fiction happens all the time. From mobster stories that are based in reality, but fake names, fake storylines. But how does?
But it's just that like fiction is just like a vehicle to communicate ideas, bro.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like think about religion. Think about like the Bible, right? What's the Bible? It's like it's
A tool.
It's a set of values. They're like it's a book that's trying to teach you a set of values, right? But why do they make it into stories? Because, bro, stories is what's gonna make it stand the test of time.
It's digestible.
If the Bible was just a list of values, it wouldn't have lasted.
Cares.
It wouldn't have lasted this long.
It's a textbook.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I get what you're saying by fiction, but fiction's a vehicle to get your ideas out. So like when I'm writing a screenplay, I try to apply the same ideas as when I'm writing a verse, where it's like I'm being honest, even though I'm writing a screenplay about a group of, female assassins that are killing domestic abusers. I'm still putting a lot of myself and my reality and filtering it through those characters. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you gotta, if you're not bringing your real life experience into your art, bro, then what are you really doing, bro?
Same way actors would tap into, something that really makes them cry in their own personal life when they're playing a role that forces them to cry.
Exactly.
That's the same sense.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like I might not be able to relate to like a female to a female killing a domestic abuser, but I can relate to the anger.
That would force you to do something like that. From
you can
pain,
relate
that
to
was,
like the raw emotion. If you break shit down to like the core emotions of it, you could like relate to it. You know what I'm saying? You can draw from that in order to fuel that.
incredible way to put it. Is that an actual screenplay you're writing or working on?
That's a comic book. It's a comic book we turned it into a comic book because the screenplay was going to be just way too expensive to produce. You know what I mean?
For now.
Yeah.
That's what we're on the aircast for.
Maybe at some point, yeah.
Producers listening, Hollywood, the internet.
Or AI that shit, whatever.
AI that shit too. So what's the name of the comic book? Popova.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta check that out. Do you have any screenplays or other comic book ideas you got in the works that you're thinking about?
Nah, man. I kind of had to like leave that alone when I got back into the music shit. Because there's just not enough time, bro. There's so many things I want to do, you know what I mean? Like I want to direct, I want to write, all that shit, but it's like I can't do everything. So right now I feel like my calling right now is to do the music shit. Like I really feel to make it, not to be corny, you know what I'm saying, but like a real like spiritual connection to the music right now, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing, and everything else is on the back burner. If I pick up the film shit again in the future, I pick it up in the future, you know what I mean? But for right now, I'm concentrating on music.
So that would be the same answer if I was to ask you about going back to podcasting as well.
All that. Yeah.
All that. It's that.
Yeah.
I recently heard that the key to unhappiness is having too much on one's plate. And it's just having too many things on your plate it's just madness to think that you're gonna feel fulfilled, especially when it comes to creativity and arts. I'm finding that balance now with podcasting and still, being able to do music. And the good thing is, I'm still very green in it all. I've, only 3 projects deep. One's like a remix project on some no ceiling shit. So I'm really like 2 projects deep, I feel. I've yet to do a whole project. That's one of my dreams, to link with a producer and have a whole project from beginning to the end with the producer, with their beats. That's one of my goals right now. It's just been kind of a collage of different, pick and choosing. Even if it's something that I said, this is going to be a project from beginning to end. It's been different producers. But it's powerful, man. And I do think that it's great that you're kind of explaining that. And I just got high as fuck and kind of went off topic. My bad. Where were we just at?
I know you were just talking about different producers.
But fuck, you were talking about. Damn, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa, what's next? Hey,
good thing you have a list.
Don't do drugs,
Good thing you have a list there, bro.
Did you ever do acting classes? I do want to ask about that, because you've done acting. You've come out on some acting roles.
I've done acting, but reluctantly. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't want to do it?
Not really.
As for the things you wrote?
For some of the things I wrote.
Every time you've acted? Have you ever acted for nothing?
No,
you didn't act?
Yes,
right?
in film school, in film school, they would encourage us to cast people from the film school. It was kind of cool. Like, I went to NYFA, New York Film Academy, and they had it set up like a whole like little mini Hollywood system. So they had the people that were studying directing, writing, the actors, producers, editors, and then like for your projects, like the directors, were encouraged to cast from the actors pool. You get what I'm saying? Like, some, like me, would cast from the outside too. But anyway, long story short, one of the directors actually cast me. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, I want you to play, so I've done that. And then I've acted in fucking videos and short films. I acted in a short film that I wrote that Michael Garcia directed.
Shout out Garcia.
Yeah, called Sophism. Yeah, man. But, bro, it was never my thing. Like, I considered taking acting classes at one point, but my idea behind it was like, okay, I'm going to take acting classes so I understand actors so that I can write actors, so I can write characters better.
Word. Okay, that's a cool way to look at it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you wanted to just familiarize yourself with that perspective of things.
Because actors have a language, and they have like a certain like vibe and way that they communicate, you know what I mean? So, I wanted to better learn how to like communicate with actors and write for actors and shit like that. But I never ended up doing it.
As somebody who can't get into Seinfeld, what episode should I check out?
Bro, I'll say this. If you don't like it, you're probably not gonna like it.
Well, I haven't given I've seen like the first 2-3 episodes consecutively, like high as fuck at midnight, like late night. So like I haven't given it a real college try.
Start with like season 2.
That's what I tell everybody about The Office. I tell everybody, try The Office. Start at season 2 though.
Season 1's a little rough.
Yeah, facts. Okay, so I gotta start season 2 then. Dope. Do you have any personal favorites?
There's so many, man.
All right, so that's cool.
There's a lot.
I love a lot of people that like Seinfeld, so I'm familiar and somewhat educated.
Do
but
you like
I just
Curb?
That's one of my next question. No? I haven't got into Curb yet. It's not that I don't like it, but I haven't got into it. You feel me? I try to watch it from the beginning, and it's like 10 years. It's been out for like over 10, 15 years, so there's a little bit of like a relevancy difference.
Right.
Like, so like getting into it, trying to see it from season 1, it's like, all right, this shit's kind of like outdated a little bit, so it kind of takes me out of it.
Yeah, but the humor's so like...
Is there?
Universal, dog. The humor's so universal, because it's like it's same with Seinfeld too. It's based on like the little unwritten rules in life, and it like, you know what I'm saying, like little shit that like we don't really talk about, but it happens and everybody thinks it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of the whole comedy behind Curb and Seinfeld. So, bro, what episodes on Seinfeld? The pony remark is a good one. There's one where the stakeout. You seen the stakeout? Is
Well, what's the premise that they're staking out? They're literally doing a stakeout.
The dude meets a girl at like a dinner party. Seinfeld meets a girl at a dinner party, and he doesn't get her number.
Oh, and they're trying to get the information.
So they're trying to like, but he knows where she works.
Oh,
so his boy George, is like, bro,
Costanza.
we should stake out. Yeah, Costanza's the man, bro. The best character.
Yeah,
in the show.
well, great. Yeah,
He's like, bro, let's just go to her building. You know what I'm saying? And you can act like you were there for another reason. You go like around lunchtime so that you fucking see her and shit like that. So they're like kind of staking out her fucking building. Like, it's
no
funny
way,
as hell.
that is hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny as hell.
Yeah. That's crazy. The show about nothing, man.
That's a great show.
That's dope.
And
So
then they have like a whole storyline where they're pitching a show about nothing to NBC. That's like
that's
season
an ongoing.
4.
Okay,
They're
word.
like pitching a show about. It's like reality. It's like meta, I guess is what you call it, right? Like
oh yeah, like a show in a show, a show within a show. That's
right.
Yeah,
They're
cool.
like pitching a show in the show. Like, it's kind of dope.
So if you were to get back in acting, do you even have like a role you'd like to play? Would you like to be like Deadshot, like in a Batman movie type of shit? Like,
Damn, you know what I like to play? Porfirio Rubirosa. He's the guy, Dominican dude. Look this guy up. Look this guy up when you watch this episode.
there's a picture right there for the all.
He's a Dominican dude who allegedly was the basis for James Bond.
No
This guy was
way.
during the Trujillo, like he worked for Trujillo. He was like a fucking international diplomat. This dude used to like, bro, he had all the fucking top, bro, Marilyn Monroe, maybe not Marilyn Monroe, Zsa Zsa Gabor, bro, all the baddest chicks at the time, dog. And this dude was in politics. You know what I'm saying? Bro, he used to race cars. Super like international man of mystery type of fucking dude.
Wow.
Bro. Yeah, got all the baddest women. The dude was on some James Bond shit, like a real life James Bond. He was Dominican dude. Porfirio.
Getting
Rubirosa.
active too, like you feel me? Like
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
he was
huh?
military. You know what I'm
On it,
saying?
on it.
Yeah,
Okay,
bro.
for
He
sure.
worked directly for Trujillo. I'm telling you,
gangster.
bro. He
Trujillo. Can you educate me real quick on Trujillo? I'm not
the bloodiest dictator in
Dominican Fidel type shit.
a million times worse than Fidel, bro.
Yeesh.
A million times
Fidel's
worse. At
bad.
least bloodier. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah. So like the bloodiest dictator in that region in the Caribbean ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he used to work, and this is how gangster Porfirio was. He pulled Trujillo's daughter. That's how he
Oh,
got
so he
down.
was plugged in
That's
with
how
the
he got
boss's
down.
daughter,
Yeah,
like
and
Triple H.
even when he was like clearly like he left her, he was like playing her. Trujillo still stayed down with him and was still like funding his lifestyle, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. That's crazy. If they do like the movie with Trujillo and everything, you're playing that guy for sure. This is the pitch. Dog, so every podcast we do a big 3. Let's do a draft for the greatest hip hop movies of all time.
Okay, first of all, what constitutes a hip hop movie? Does there have to be hip hop in the movie? Like what's a hip hop movie?
Dealer's choice. You pick. You surprised me. The guest always picks first. So the movie that you're asking, there's a specific movie you have in mind that you're wondering if it's a hip hop movie or not. I want that to be your first draft pick. What movie do you think wouldn't be a hip hop movie? If it's
No. It's like does hip hop have to be like part of the story? It's like I'm not
ideally, like when I think of a hip hop movie, yeah, but like Get Rich or Die Trying, it's not necessarily a hip hop movie. There's just a storyline where he makes music, but it's a crime movie. It's a street movie. You feel me? Hustle and Flow is a movie about a pimp and going through it, but that's a hip
All
hop
right,
movie.
so Juice is number 1 for me.
I love that. Hustle and Flow is my number 1.
Juice
pick.
is like the reason. When I saw Juice, I wanted to become a DJ,
Wow.
and then I realized how
DJ
expensive DJing is, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll rap.
That's hilarious, dog. Yeah, Hustle and Flow is my number 1 pick. That's a wild
Juice is number 1. I can't even think of another hip hop flick.
music. Let's open the
Who's the
draft.
Man? I like Who's the Man.
Who's the man? Okay.
I like Who's the Man.
Yeah, that's a banger.
And I like
Well, let me get my second pick out. It's
Alright.
a snake style draft.
Okay.
Number 3, I'm gonna do Get Rich or Die Trying because that shit actually dropped on my birthday, which is crazy because that year my birthday was on a Wednesday and typically movies drop Fridays. And I was really young and I was like, oh, this is Illuminati pulling the strings because 50 was big at the time. G-Unit, my shit. And yeah, man, they dropped that
damn.
shit
So
on
we
my
were
birthday.
doing like draft picks, and I went with Who's the Man. I might have thrown that pick away.
It's a
Okay.
pick, buddy.
I might have thrown that pick away,
Hey,
but
man.
it's okay.
We're rounding off the draft now. You need a strong 3.
We should have done basketball movies or sports movies. You know what I mean?
Damn, I didn't think you'd- I
we
didn't think
should
you'd
done
have-
sports. Let's start it over. Sports movies, bro.
Let's do
Favorite
it.
sports movie.
All right.
Sports.
Let's keep it sports.
Yeah.
Guest always picks drafts first. What's your number 1 sports movie?
The Sandlot.
The Sandlot. Wow, that's freaking
Favorite.
good, dude. Just a lot of pressure here. I like Any Given Sunday. I
Ooh,
know
that would
this-
have been one of mine. That would have been one
It's
of
a
mine.
draft, baby. It's the big
All
three.
right. White Man Can't Jump
Damn.
all day.
Love and Basketball.
Love and Basketball is a good movie.
Yeah, man. Big part of my childhood and my life, I think.
Number 3, I'm going to go Raging Bull.
Wow. Really dope.
Classic.
That is actually really good. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take your Raging Bull and raise you a Rocky.
A Rocky, well, you have to.
Yeah,
Once I
yeah.
pick Raging Bull, you got to go Rocky.
That's crazy. I didn't even think that. Yeah. That's a great big three, though. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome sports
I
movie.
fucks with
Great
that.
idea. I fucks
Yeah.
with that.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, brother. Thanks for coming, dog. We ended with a message for the world. Could be anything you want. We've put out a lot of messages in this last hour, pero one more message to close off the episode, dog.
You a goat.
We'll see you next week. Peace.